Hello everyone and welcome. Software engineering is changing, and by the end of 2025, it's going to look fundamentally different. In 2021, we announced our first model that we called Codex. This was the first time that we've really demonstrated what we would now call vibe coding. Just a couple weeks ago, we released Codex CLI, which is a local agent that runs on your laptop in your own terminal. You're able to pair with and interact with in a synchronous fashion. Today, we're going to take a step towards where we think software engineering is going, and we are releasing a new system, which is a remote software agent that can run many tasks in parallel. We call this system, in the grand tradition of OpenAI naming, Codex.
Imagine this. You're staring at your screen, halfway through debugging a stubborn piece of code. It's late. You've tried everything. And just when you're about to give up and call it a night, someone or something steps in, identifies the issue in seconds, fixes it, writes the tests, and even documents the change. No coffee needed. Sounds like science fiction? It's not. OpenAI has officially launched Codex, its most advanced AI coding agent yet, marking a major leap in automating software development. This isn't just another code assistant that auto-completes lines for you. This is a full-fledged virtual teammate, running in the cloud, capable of writing features, fixing bugs, testing, analyzing, and even proposing pull requests, all while working in parallel on multiple tasks. And here's the kicker. It's already being used by teams at OpenAI and early partners like Cisco, Temporal, Superhuman, and Kodiak. So, how does it work? Who gets to use it? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of coding? Stick around, because this is the story of how OpenAI is changing the future of coding forever. 1. What powers Codex? So, what actually powers Codex? How does this virtual teammate pull off writing features, fixing bugs, and running tests on its own? At the heart of Codex is Codex 1, a specialized version of OpenAI's O3 model, fine-tuned specifically for software engineering tasks. Think of it like a supercharged coding brain, trained not just to understand programming languages, but to think like a developer. It doesn't just spit out random lines of code. It generates clean, instruction-compliant output that aligns with real-world coding standards. And here's where it gets even smarter. Codex 1 uses reinforcement learning, meaning it's been trained on real-world coding tasks across a variety of environments. This helps so when Codex writes code, it doesn't just hand you something and walk away. It tests it, refines it, and keeps going until it passes all the checks. This level of self-validation makes Codex incredibly reliable, especially for repetitive or well-defined tasks. Whether it's building a new feature, debugging an issue, or writing unit tests, Codex ensures the code it produces isn't just functional. It meets quality standards too. In short, Codex 1 isn't just fast, it's smart, thorough, and built to be a real contributor in the development process. And that's exactly why teams are already using it to speed up their workflows. 2. A virtual teammate in the cloud. So, what does it really mean to have an AI teammate working alongside you in the cloud? Codex isn't just a code generator. It's a fully sandboxed virtual environment, isolated from your local machine, designed to act like a real developer. Imagine giving a junior engineer access to your GitHub repo and asking them to fix a bug or build a new feature. Now imagine that engineer never sleeps, doesn't need coffee breaks, and can handle multiple tasks at once. That's Codex. When integrated with GitHub, Codex preloads your entire repository, so it understands your project structure, dependencies, and even your team's coding style. It doesn't just write code. It reads, edits, and runs commands like tests, linters, and type checkers, all within its own secure space. And here's where it gets powerful. Codex can work on multiple tasks in parallel. Need a bug fixed, a feature built, and some documentation updated, all at the same time? Codex handles each task independently, usually finishing requests in as little as 1 minute, or up to 30 minutes for more complex ones. You can track everything in real time through ChatGPT. you'll see exactly what Codex is doing, running tests, modifying files, even explaining its decisions. Once it's done, it commits the changes and gives you verifiable proof, terminal logs, test outputs, and detailed explanations of every step. It's like having a teammate who not only writes great code, but also shows their work, making it easy for you to review, tweak, and merge into your main code base. 4. Now available for ChatGPT subscribers. So how do you actually get your hands on Codex? Good news. Codex is now live inside ChatGPT, and it's available to a growing number of users. Currently, ChatGPT Pro, Team, and Enterprise subscribers have access. OpenAI is rolling it out gradually, giving these users generous access during the initial phase, at no extra cost. That means you can start using Codex right away if you're on one of those plans. Now, like any powerful tool, there will be rate limits in place once the generous rollout period ends. But here's the flexibility. If you need more usage, you'll be able to buy additional usage credits on demand. That way, teams that rely heavily on Codex can scale their access as needed. And if you're on ChatGPT Plus or Edu, don't worry, you're not left out. OpenAI has confirmed that support for these tiers is coming soon, so you won't have to wait too long to get in on the action. What's even better? As part of the rollout, OpenAI is also improving the developer experience, making it easier to connect your GitHub repos, preload code bases, and work seamlessly within the Codex environment. So whether you're an individual developer or part of a large team, OpenAI is making sure access to this AI teammate is both practical and scalable. 5. How to use it. Okay, so you've got access to Codex. Now what? How do you actually put this AI teammate to work? Good news, it's incredibly simple. Codex lives inside the ChatGPT interface, right in the sidebar. No extra downloads or complicated setups. Just click over, and boom, you're ready to start coding with your new teammate. There are 2 main buttons you'll use. The code button lets you assign actual coding tasks. Think of it like giving a task to a junior developer. Fix this bug, write tests for this function, or implement this feature. The Ask button is for questions about your code base. Need to understand how something works? Codex reads through your repo and gives you a clear explanation, like asking a teammate for help without interrupting their flow. Once you give Codex a task, it spins up a sandboxed environment, preloads your GitHub repository, and starts working. You can track its progress in real time, see what files it's editing, which commands it's running, and even watch as it debugs and refines its output. And just like a real teammate, Codex doesn't just hand you code and walk away. It commits changes, runs tests, and shows you terminal logs and test outputs so you can verify everything before merging it into your project. Josh Tobin, OpenAI's agents research lead, calls it a virtual teammate that can complete in hours what might take human engineers days. And that's not hype. Teams at OpenAI already use Codex internally for refactoring, writing tests, scaffolding features, and more. So whether you're debugging an issue or building something from scratch, Codex is ready to jump in and help, right from your browser. 6. Built with guardrails. Now, if you're thinking, wait a minute, this AI is writing and running real code in the cloud. What could possibly go wrong? You're asking the right question, and OpenAI knows it. That's why Codex was built with serious guardrails to keep things safe, responsible, and transparent. First off, Codex runs inside an air-gapped sandbox environment, meaning it has zero internet access while working. It can't reach out to external APIs, servers, or databases. The only thing it touches? Your GitHub repository and whatever dependencies you've explicitly set up for it. It also refuses harmful requests. If someone tries to ask Codex to generate malware or exploit code, it won't do it. It's been trained to recognize and reject those kinds of prompts. And not just vaguely either. It gives a clear response explaining why it can't help with that request. But even with these safeguards, OpenAI isn't claiming Codex is perfect. Like any AI model, it can still make mistakes, especially when it comes to complex debugging or edge case scenarios. That's why they stress the importance of human review. Think of Codex like a very smart intern, helpful, fast, and capable, but not infallible. And here's the best part. You can verify everything Codex does. Every command it runs, every file it edits, every test it executes. It logs it all. You get full visibility through terminal logs, test outputs, and detailed explanations, so you can double-check its work before merging anything into your main codebase. So yes, Codex is powerful, but it's also built to be trusted. 7. Upgraded CLI plus expanding toolset. Now, Codex isn't just a powerful tool inside ChatGPT. It's also part of a broader ecosystem that includes developers working directly in their terminal. OpenAI has upgraded the Codex CLI, its open-source command line interface, making it faster and more efficient for local development. It now runs on a lightweight version of Codex 1, optimized for low-latency tasks like code Q&A, editing, and quick fixes. That means you can pair with Codex right in your terminal, getting instant help without ever leaving your... But this isn't just about the CLI. OpenAI is expanding Codex's capabilities across its entire toolset. Alongside Codex, they've introduced new tools like Sora for video generation, Deep Research for AI-driven research assistance, and Operator, a web browsing agent. This launch marks a major step forward, not just in AI-assisted coding, but in how developers interact with AI across multiple platforms and environments. 8. The bigger picture. The race is on. Codex isn't just a new tool. It's a bold signal that the AI coding revolution is here, and the race among tech giants is heating up. OpenAI isn't the only one investing heavily in AI-driven development. Companies like Google and Microsoft are already reporting that 30% of their code is now AI-generated, showing how deeply these tools are embedded in modern software workflows. But it's not just about writing code faster. It's about reshaping the entire development lifecycle. That's why competitors like Anthropic, Cursor, and even startups are pushing hard to carve out their own space in this fast-growing field. And then there's OpenAI itself, making strategic moves to solidify its dominance. Just recently, they acquired Windsurf, another AI coding platform, for a massive $3 billion. A clear sign that they're betting big on the future of AI-assisted engineering. As more companies integrate AI into their daily workflows, the pressure is on to innovate faster, stay ahead of security risks, and deliver tools that developers actually want to use. So where does Codex fit into all of this? It's not just another player in the game. It's setting the pace. 9. Why it matters. So why does all of this matter? Because Codex isn't just another AI tool. It's a fundamental shift in how we build software. For decades, coding has been a deeply human process, requiring focus, creativity, and precision. But now, for the first time, developers have access to a virtual teammate that can write, test, debug, and even explain code, all while running securely in the cloud. This changes everything. For individual developers, Codex means faster iteration, fewer distractions from repetitive tasks, and more time spent on the creative, high-impact parts of their work. For teams, it unlocks parallel development at scale, allowing engineers to delegate background tasks and stay in flow. And for companies, it opens the door to accelerated product development, improved code quality, and better resource allocation. But beyond the immediate benefits, Codex represents something bigger: the rise of AI-first software engineering. As tools like Codex become more capable, the line between human and machine collaboration will continue to blur. We're not talking about replacing developers. We're talking about amplifying their skills, redefining workflows, and unlocking new levels of productivity. And with competitors like Cursor, Anthropic, and even Microsoft pushing forward with their own AI-powered coding solutions, one thing is clear: this revolution is already underway. The future of coding isn't just about writing lines of code anymore. It's about how humans and AI work together to build the next generation of software. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next big update in AI and software development. See you in the next video.